Yay! Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm looking forward to sharing with you my top 10 techniques that I enjoy using in my memory keeper journal. This memory keeper has become a sacred space for me. It's a place to express myself, document my experiences, and celebrate the little joys of life. Whether it's through photos, journaling, or simply collecting the general detritus of living, this planner is a reflection of my journey, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. I really want to stress that. This is a safe space. This is a judgment-free zone. We are queens and kings of our own self-worth. That is why I believe keeping a journal like this can be incredibly beneficial for our mental well-being. It allows us to appreciate the good in our life. It's a place to process our emotions and to find the joy in everyday living. So, go grab a cup of tea, get ready to be inspired. I'm going to list my top 10 techniques first, and then I'll walk you through my 2024 journal so you can discover how you can use a planner to create a meaningful and beautiful record of your own life. Let's go. Okay, number 10. Keeping a 30 days of gratitude page. Number 9. Using the margins for long quotes and decorations. Number 8. Using the top left corner as a place to highlight a theme for the week. Number 7. Repeating elements like circles or design elements. Number 6. Inserting envelopes and handmade folders or gift bags. All right, number 5, collaging. Oh, how I love collage, whether it's in empty spaces or even full-on art journal pages. Number 4, stacking words. Number 3, dangling tags. Everybody needs a good set of earrings. Number 2, flip outs. Like, don't flip out. Number 2 is flip outs. And the number 1 technique that I love to use with this big memory keeper journal is having the ability to use big, awkward size bits of ephemera or things like greeting cards and menus. Alright, so all these techniques come naturally to me and they just kind of flow, and several of them can appear on a page at once. So I've kind of highlighted pages throughout the year to share with you. Let's go. So if you've been following my channel, you know that in 2023 I was using small books like this to do my memory keeping. It was almost like the Twitter version of art journaling. But then 2024, I decided to move into a big style happy planner. And it was rough at the start, but I love having all this freedom and space to create. So let's get in here. All right, margins and long quotes. I love the opportunity to fill in the empty spaces on the sides, whether I'm adding some extra notes or adding decorative elements on the edge. The other thing I noticed, you may not see it as I flip through the pages, but I enjoy trying different types of herbal teas, and it became a theme throughout the whole year. You'll find different tea bags, especially when I love the tea bags that give you a little quote on the little tag. Collaging. Everybody loves collage. It's part of the whole art journaling experience. But I found that during months where like the first started on a Thursday, over here there was a blank page here. So I would do a highlight page for the month. And the opportunity to use like large scale images from magazines, I found that so freeing. To make journaling inside the memory keeper more interactive and to create more space, the opportunity to do these flip outs. Here I created like a giant gift tag with a die cut of a ribbon and could create more of a story on the inside and left more room for descriptions in here. Little gifty taggies. And then even because of the whole disc system, having cards that I could just punch and add in. So a little splash of color. Right, we're talking about Valentine's Week here in 2024. Going to the VA and getting handed little gift packages, and they came with little envelopes inside. So doing like a flip, I think they call this a waterfall cascade type of flip. So each one of these are little envelopes. So not only do you get to flip them, but they each have their little Valentine wish on the inside. It creates space for little surprise elements and makes it more interactive. I got to meet the mascot here, the Penguins mascot. Don't ask me, I think that's hockey. How horrible is that? Here's another example of being able to add an insert. So what happened here was I had created this collage with Mama Cat being all cute on a rainy day. And I did my page and then somehow this got covered. So it didn't make it into the book. I was like, oh man, I was supposed to make room for that. So I went to my Cricut and I found this cat. Cut that out on the Cricut, added some cardstock, put the collaged photo on the cardstock, added the little extra margin of paper here so I could punch it and add it into the book. And it actually, I like it better this way because now it's its own individual standout. So the big size even gives you enough space to put in an entire greeting card and leave it so that you can still flip it open. And I used part of the envelope to decorate, even the flap to continue that purple all through here. Here's a little example of decorative elements in the corner. This was part of a card. I just really liked all that filigree and the shiny filigree. So used it to frame out the page on the corner. Here's another example. How many times do I come across a paper that I really enjoy? And I don't want to cut that. I want to enjoy it as it is. So all I did was add the quote and the little heart sticker, but it created a space where I can enjoy this scrapbook paper in its entirety, untouched, right there as it is. Another opportunity to collage into the next month. This is part of an old calendar. Of course I would save this off of an old calendar. The paintbrush and the palette. It's a very tactile experience. The paper is flocked. All that black design on there is flocked. Adding the word March. And if you remember in my Making Words Pop video, on the darker, I outlined it in white. And up on the white paper, I outlined it in black. Yeah, the ability to have the space and to be able to slip pages in. So like this is actually part of a cardboard box. I don't know if you've had the opportunity, this stationery store, you know, Japanese, I was going to say Maido, but I feel like it's probably Maido. Maido. Oh, I apologize for not knowing how to say that. But I reconnected with my niece and I ordered a surprise box for her and myself. And we did a video chat since we don't live close to one another, and we each opened our boxes. So to create that moment and sharing as a keepsake this part of the box and being able to journal on the back, it captures a moment for me. Like I will remember that every time I see this, and the fun video chat we had and the experience we had of getting those surprise boxes and going through it. Here we have like a whole flip out. It's more than a trifecta. We have a photo here, journaling on the inside, part of like an Easter card. Flip that open, more artwork on the inside, another photo to flip open. Look, a tea bag. And then even up here on the top, I put a little tab on the bottom to help you flip. It just gives you a lot more room if you have a busy week and have a lot to share. Well, there's the first 3 months. Here we go. Hello, April. This is actually my own photo. So being able to take one of your own photos and printing it out into an 8x10 and being able to share it. This is not taped on. This I did like a little collage within Pic Collage to make this happen. So I didn't need any extra ephemera. Down here is some washi tape and a white marker to highlight that they are my double daffodils. So pretty. Again, being able to use part of a calendar that I enjoyed the image and stacking the quote. So being able to manipulate a full calendar page, cutting it to this portrait size and taking that quote and cutting it up to stack it. Well, of course, this is the StamperCon in Allentown page, right? To come home with some of the beautiful samples from the StamperCon and to be able to add it into this journal page. I have some place to keep it. I mean, after a while, you really can run out of room in the house for like photo frames and all that. And I love having it in here, remembering what else was going on in my life and that I was able to go. And these are excellent keepsakes from that day, including the business cards. I did another cascading flip, only I went sideways. Any day at a paper crafting convention is the best day. Yeah, so, you know, the Happy Planner gives you these extra pages to put in. Using the map that they gave you to clip on other things that I wanted to remember. Being able to put in menus to remember places that I went to go eat. All right, things like the top left. There were moments where I thought I would have a picture that could kind of spell out what the entire week, the mood was, or what was on my mind. So we had that eclipse, the solar eclipse. So that went into the corner. So on some of these weeks, this top corner sets the mood. Another flip out had a lot to say about that eclipse. Talking about rainbows. Look, this is you have the flip, it flips up, right? But then the flip itself has a flip. So don't be afraid to expand off the page. Instead of a tea bag, I have the wrapper from the fortune cookie and the fortunes in there from going out to lunch with Stella at the buffet. Here, another example of the top left. We had a tree come down on the property, and to have to take care of it ourselves doesn't come as easy as it once did. But that was the theme for the week, so it made it up there in the top left corner, how we started our week, and then how far we got at the end of the week. Huh, look at that, another tea bag. Not the tea bag. Have I been saying tea bag because, you know, I'm meaning the package that the tea bag comes in. Could I still call that a tea bag? Repeating elements. When I talk about repeating elements, it's like design elements. So in the back here, I have all these little circles as part of the design elements. I'm talking about my flowering crab apple tree, and all these dots, they kind of show up and it mixes in perfect with the bleeding hearts. It continues on into this flip out here onto the top page. And I think if I flip through, am I telling the truth? I want to say it continues. I guess I could be, oh no, yeah. Yeah, see, if I were to, because this month, the next month for May started here on the 1st. So if you were to get all these extra in-between pages for the month, like my 30 days of gratitude, if you were to hold that up and were to look into the second, you'll see that those elements are still going on, tying it all together. Let's talk about the 30 days of gratitude, by the way, because that was number 10. You know, Happy Planners started this, but it really became an important part of finding joy throughout the month. So instead of using it day by day to track what I was grateful for each day, I waited until the end of the month. So when I was finished making all these pages, I would get to this and I would actually review the month, and I would go back in the pages and I would revisit each day. So can you imagine spending time, 5-10 minutes at the end of each month, just looking back at every day at the things you're grateful for? It shifts your mood, and when you shift your mood, you attract better things. Like you see life differently. I get so excited when I talk about this stuff that I fumble over my own words. I know in my own practice of mindfulness, it's always said to take time to be grateful. So working in the Happy Planner has given me this opportunity to review each month at the end, to spend 5-10 minutes actually acknowledging one thing a day, just one thing a day that we're grateful for. And to spend that much time in gratitude, it is just such a blessing, and it has an impact on your life. I am not kidding you. This isn't just some mechanical practice to do it. When you allow yourself to really feel the joy and gratitude for little things, it could be little things, it could be big things. It makes a difference. Okay, let's keep going. I love gift bags or shopping bags. And what a great opportunity to have a place to kind of put them. This one is a nice small bag from when I first discovered boxed lunch. Oh my God, boy, when was this? Nothing's been the same since May. But not only does it create the keepsake, it gave me a place to put a sticker, but I also was able to put some of the receipts in here to remember the day. It makes such a cute element to remember within the book. And this one is small. I'll show you as we go on. There's a larger one. Oh, another Mama Cat edition. So when I was playing with the foiling machine, I created this little piece. And instead of adding it as an element into an art journal page, I let it stand on its own because I think it's so beautiful. And it just gave me, I had extra pictures of Mama Cat, needed a place for them. So there they are. Yeah, see, those circles just continued. What else do we have in here? Collage. You know, sometimes you don't have pictures, individual pictures or things to talk about in the day, but for that whole month, not just the week, for that whole month, I was struggling a bit emotionally, and it felt good to just tear up some of this blue dyed envelope that I had created, collaging it into a wave because I was feeling like waves of emotion. So having an opportunity to collage right within my memory keeper. All right, so here's an example. Was able to book a day trip with my friend to Longwood Gardens. I kept the envelope, and the envelope became a place to keep the tickets and all the detritus from that day. Isn't detritus a fun word? I love detritus. I just love detritus, especially when it's used in a conversation like this. I'd have fun, as an aside, to actually talk about the day. I, as the family historian, had the picture of me and my sister in 1979 by these specific bushes at Longwood Gardens. And my friend and I actually found the same bushes when we were there to visit, and I stood in the same place and I was able to compare the two pictures. I did that again at the gazebo, where it's my mother, my father, myself under the gazebo, and I went and sat. So I had the 1979 and the 2024 pictures to put next to one another. But I digress. This is the bag that I reconstructed from the gift shop at Longwood Gardens. I love gift shop bags, but it would have been too big. So I cut it to a better size, gave it an angled cut here so that it became a folder. So inside is not only a tag from something I bought myself a pin, but it also has the garden map. So it created a place to keep the garden map, a postcard that I bought. So I got to keep the gift bag. You know, I redid the handles. I shortened the handles and then reapplied them, which gave me the place to hang the tag. It gave me a place to add some more pictures and a journaling spot. Yeah, there's a weird part of me sometimes, like with the gift bags, like you get them, you feel like they're precious. Like I have in my 1980s growing up journal, a Hard Rock Cafe gift bag that I have yet to cut to make fit, because I feel like, no, this is the actual bag from when I got to go to the Hard Rock Cafe. It's precious. Don't cut it. Yeah, I don't know. So I got over that with this Longwood Gardens one. I think it doesn't have as much powerful nostalgia behind it. So don't be afraid to take those bags and remanipulate them, because, okay, so I cut it, but it's there. You know, like I always have it now to remember, and it became useful. Oh, just another example of some pretty paper that I allowed to just be the pretty paper. Yeah, look at that. Again, that's Daphne Diary. Daphne's diary paper, included in with a quote from an old calendar. Our daily decisions and habits have a huge impact upon both our levels of happiness and success. I made a video. You can find the video of how I made this insert, where I collected a leaf from being with my friend. Here's another example of top corner. So in the top corner, I have a picture of the deer. We had part of one of our trees come down, and the deer were delighted because the top branches of the trees were at a level they could eat. But they had also just had their fawns. And so throughout the week, I was taking pictures of the fawns. So it continues here. 5. There were 5 fawn between 2 mommies. Stacking words again. Keep life simple. Oh, dangly earrings. Oh, and also top left corner, the whole week we were in the 90s. So it's the heat advisory and the 90s temperature. But dangly bits. I guess that comes with doing some shopping. Doesn't always have to be. Yeah, box lunch. Collage. Again, we all wear crowns. Having a place to just throw out my feelings. I remember at this point someone was challenging me. No one gets to challenge me. I wear my own crowns. I get to be who I am. You don't get to tell me not to be who I am. So a nice art journaling page. You can and you will let courage carry you. Fabulous big ideas. Create the world that you want. Yeah, I was happy. I was coming out of a dark place when I was able to do this collage. There, right on the back cover, is an example, a large example of stacking words. And again, taking the marker to outline black and green to go with the black and green on that scrapbook paper that I put it on. I do also enjoy the fact that it gave me a full page to do an editorial. And I do this after the quarter is complete. So as I'm working through the book, it doesn't have a cover. And so July, August, September. So, well, I actually did this October 13th. But I reflect. I get to reflect on the entire quarter. And do almost like when you open up a magazine, you have the editorial page. I really enjoy that too, to see where my head was at and how I was feeling. More collage. Boy, I held on to a collection of patriotic stuff for a long time, never knew what to do with it, including this is actually a patch that's supposed to get sewn onto like a trucker baseball cap. And I knew I wouldn't wear a cap like that, but I loved the patch. So here it lives now with all the patriotic stuff. When you go to festivals, like I had a chance to go to the Kutztown Folk Festival, it gave me a place to save that entire map, right? This opens up, it's a map of the fairgrounds. And then you can use it to pinpoint where you saw some things. So I found the vegan food stand and had a conversation with her. So I got to journal about that over where I found her. Copies of the tickets for going, the rebuilt engines. This was a fun day. Unfortunately, my friend Diane couldn't come with me this year, and I went on my own. But I know in those little books, when you look back in those little books, I have pictures of her and I in the same spot from the year prior. I really love the idea. I'm sitting here reminiscing, right? That's exactly what these books do. Enjoying my time there, looking at things that I bought and where the stand was, where I got some ideas, some creative ideas, and I talked to that vendor. Reminiscing. More tags. Getting into the whole Harry Potter and Hogwarts and deciding that I'm a Ravenclaw. Yeah, I did the test. I'm a Ravenclaw. Wit and wisdom. And then Jerry's sister came with a gift and it had a tag on it. So to remember her coming and the gift that she gave us and a picture of the flowers. Being able to use the margins again to journal in or to put big strips of washi tape, stacking the words sideways even. More in the margins. Make today amazing. Oh, this is the start of the Olympics and the opening games of the Olympics. Oh my God, that was fun. The opening ceremonies, that was amazing. Amazing. How fun is it to go back and reminisce? That's really what these books are about. Oh, I really wanted to point out this corner here. So this is a stencil that I have. I think it wants to be used as a habit tracker, but I foiled it and then cut around it so you could kind of open it up, almost like a spring. But then I wove a piece of heart scrapbook paper through the cuttings, so it's woven in there, and then put this little fabric patch in the center. What a fun design element that became. I wanted to share that specifically with you. That was the week we did the Indiana Jones marathon, only because I knew they had made the 5th one, and I wanted to see the 5th one, but only after I reviewed and remembered, reminisced over the first 4. Which made for some comical interludes about the squirrels and the troubles we were having with the squirrels getting into our suet. So after being in the mood of Indiana Jones, it was like the Case Estate and the Squirrels of Scrutiny. But we beat them. We bought these little hoods for the feeders, and now when they get them, they fall off. Bye-bye. more design elements in the margins, you start seeing things. You really start seeing things when you take on this whole art journaling world and junk journaling. So this was an element probably on a card or some junk mail that I got. But I really love the design, so I cut out all the stuff that I didn't want and used it in the margins. Repeating elements again, using the beehive honeycomb gold foil and repeating it. Does it repeat onto this page? No, on this page though we have a whole theme of cameras, because it's when I was trading in old equipment so that I could get the new camera. But again, look, there's a space for an entire menu. There's a flip out here from the Titan attachment that we got for a piece of equipment. An entire card, a greeting card in here to remember. And then I supported another artist and she sent a card with some of her artwork on it. So instead of saving the card, I kind of cut out different elements and stuck them in here and was able to journal and save the envelope and used it for the receipt. Saved the tag because when she wrapped the artwork that I bought, she used one of her stickers with some of her artwork on it to seal the packaging. So I saved that. So all in one little concise area, I was able to save the extra stuff, the extra beautiful samples of her artwork. Imagine that. I watched Indiana Jones. We did the marathon, so I went to box lunch and got myself an Indiana Jones t-shirt. But look at how the big size, right? I went to the West End Fair and it gave me a place to put a bumper sticker. You know, where else would I get to keep a bumper sticker? It's not going on my car. That ain't happening. But the other, making folders. So here are the different, like the map for the West End Fair and the fair guide. So this sheet that Happy Planner gives you as an insert to put in to show off your pictures and journal. On the back side, I added paper to the top and bottom just to create tuck spots. So it doesn't open at the bottom or the top. It's just little tucks. And then a strip across the middle. So it created a space for me to put in the pamphlets so I have access to them, but they're also not going to fall out. See? It also gave me a spot to put my Stampin' Scrapbook Expo buttons that I collected and the wristbands. Don't be afraid to get dimensional. The envelope to keep the tickets and other detritus. The sample card that I made. The tag from my tea. Here's another example of repeating elements. So I did some tearing, like when I do my collage art journaling, I love to do tearing of paper. So it put a little green background, but it helped pop the yellow. And so this yellow just shows up as little highlights all the way across. I even found a sticker, Golden State of Mind, that matched some other scraps that I had, right? The negative space from teardrops that I made. I think those actually were petals for a flower, but the negative space looked like little raindrops. So using color to carry your eye throughout the page. There's another bumper sticker to remember passing through Lebanon, Pennsylvania and stopping here to eat. Good place, thumbs up. See, an entire calendar page. I love the pictures so much, and okay, so it's sideways, but I love the sentiment and the image, and now I have it in here forever when I walk through my journal. This is the start of another month, some blank pages to fill, doing some art journaling, stacking my words, and this time outlining the words in red to go with the red hearts. This is another Daphne's Diaries background. This is a safe space for you to have a breakthrough. Clear your thoughts and allow the creative process to open your heart. Gain strength here to have an easier time laughing at life out there. You've got this. Have fun with this. Let everything go. Just you and your art. Just you and your creativity. Boy, if that's not my channel in a nutshell, there it is. Well, this is starting to get redundant, and I know you're starting to get the idea. Right? This was turning a bad day into a happy memory, where I wound up going to the emergency room with somebody other than my husband, but just helping out. The chairs they had in the ER actually had animals kind of jumbled together. We really had to look and pick out the animals. And I made that into a tag with my little habit of taking hospital curtain pictures. So trying to turn a difficult day into a fun memory. The person made out okay, by the way. And of course, more tags. Snoopy, box lunch receipts, lunch money. I would try to use the top corner for humor too. What hump? Young Frankenstein. If you are too young to know the movie Young Frankenstein, well, you better go watch it. It'd be interesting to see if you think it's funny. I think it's funny. It's a classic. Young Frankenstein. Adding humor where I can. And again, repeating elements. That little peach color. So I must have had some paper that I enjoyed. I'd even picked up here in this sticker some peach colored. I know I had some those clear stickers that would get lost, and I put them on that peach paper and repeated the element throughout. See? Organize. I thought you said order more supplies. That's from Keep It Simple. Keep It Simple stamps. More flip outs from when I finally got to go kayaking. Oh, and loving these quilled cards that I'm getting. My sister sent me this quilled card, but I love the card so much it's actually out for me to see, so I took a picture of it and stuck it here with the envelope that she sent it in, along with her little message. Create for the pure joy of creating. You get the picture without me having to finish out the year. So these techniques are really just a reflection of how I personally keep my memory keeper. It makes it a personal and meaningful reflection of my past year. I really approach like a no holds barred kind of scrapbooking. I have nothing against traditional scrapbooking, but this is like scrapbooking gone rogue, and it fits my personality. There's a freedom of expression that I feel. I can just let my thoughts and my experiences out. Too many times in my life personally, I feel restricted in how I can share myself and my feelings. So having this as an outlet is truly wonderful for my mental well-being and for the way I can handle life in general when I'm outside the studio. It would be my wish and my intention with this video to help encourage you and inspire you to do your version of memory keeping or journaling, to really create a unique and cherished keepsake for yourself that you can look back on in the future years. Please, God, give me good mental health in the future so that when I am looking back on all this, I know who I'm looking at. I can recognize myself. Remember to celebrate the joys of everyday life. It is just so easy to get mired down in the negativity. We really need to be our own cheerleaders sometimes. I hope you found this video useful. I'd love to hear your feedback, and certainly if you have any questions or would like me to go into deeper explanation of how I created something, let me know. I love the interaction. I'd love to see examples of your planner pages, so if you'd like to share, hit me up over at Instagram. But in the meantime, keep creating, keep laughing, and I'll see you real soon, guys. Love you. Thanks for watching. Bye.